Hi, I'm Kevin with 4-Wheeler Supply. Today I'm going to be showing you the Krawler JK mid-arm suspension systems. The system I have in front of me here is the 2.5-inch Flex series. They also have the 1.5 and 3.5 systems and the stock mod, max travel, the X Factor, several different varieties. But this video is meant to kind of give you an overview of what to expect with the components and the quality of the systems that we're working with here. The main difference between all the different levels of kits is going to be the coil springs that are included for the mount and lift and the variety of components included in the kit. Starting off with the kits, you're going to have the front coil springs and the rear coil springs. The cool thing about these Krawler coil springs, like you can see on the fronts, is that they're a progressive rate spring. So you've got tighter wrapped winds on the top part of the spring than you do on the bottom. That's going to give you a smoother ride both on and off-road. So that's something that really helps set the Krawler springs apart from a lot of the other kits that are out there. Next up, we have the rear sway bar links. These are just a pretty basic link. They're heavy duty, non-adjustable, but they're longer than the stock ones to help keep your sway bar in the right alignment, and they beef it up a little bit. For the front sway bar links, you get adjustable ends that can be screwed in and out. Plus, they have heim joints at both ends to allow more flex. Also, at the bottom, as you can see, it has a wing nut right now. The kit also comes with pins for turning them into sway bar disconnects using pins, or with lock nuts if you have a Rubicon model and don't anticipate needing to disconnect the sway bar links. There's also a set of front brake hoses with this Flex Series kit. Some of the other kits will have rear brake hoses also, some of them won't have any brake hoses. So that's something to check with all the kits that you're looking at as one of the main differences with the different price points. For the track bars, the front track bar is solid alloy steel. It's adjustable at both ends, has jam nuts to keep the adjustment where you set it. At the upper end has one of the monster urethane joints. The lower end has a heim joint with high misalignment spacers so that you get the maximum amount of travel. By having the adjustable track bar in the front, you're going to be able to get that front axle centered perfectly without getting any of the bump steer or other issues that you can get by using drop brackets or some other means of relocating the front track bar. For the rear track bar, this kit comes with a rear track bar bracket. This bolts on to the stock bracket and raises the stock mounting location, which is where this bolt goes, up a few inches here. The cool thing about the Krawler bracket is that it's much thicker than the stock one and many of the other brands of brackets. Plus, it's both bolt-on and weld-on. So if you're installing this at home and you don't have access to a welder, you can bolt it on using the bolts provided, drive it to a shop, have them finish welding the bracket on the rest of the way. For street driving, the bolt-on is normally fine, but before you do any sort of off-road or aggressive driving, we do recommend having it all welded on for maximum strength, because one of the main weak points of all the JK axles is the rear track bar bracket, which has been known to rip off of the axle itself. For control arms, this particular kit has front lower adjustable control arms. Again, this is one of the main differences you're going to find between different levels of kits. Some will have upper control arms also, some will have both lower control arms, and some won't have any control arms at all. So you need to decide what control arms you want and which you want to buy with the kit and which you want to add later. So with this Flex system, since it just has the front lowers, that'd be fine for now, and then say in the future you want to add more, you can always add those on modularly, so you don't have to buy it all up front to kind of help with the budgeting. The unique thing about the Krawler control arms and track bar is that these bars are all solid alloy steel that's been bored and tapped for the ends. So it's substantially heavier than any other arms that we deal with, and that also makes it stronger because Krawler backs all their components with a lifetime abuse-proof warranty. So if you have this control arm on your Jeep and you bend or break it, they're going to replace it for you, no problems at all. The cool thing is we've never had a customer have to have one warranted ever. So that's a pretty big differentiating factor between the Krawler kits and a lot of the other kits that are on the market. Another cool thing about the Krawler control arms is their monster flex joint. This joint is a joint they have specially machined in-house that allows the highest degree of misalignment. That's going to give you a lot more flex without binding, which is going to put less stress on your brackets and just allow for more axle movement. So it's a exceptional quality joint. It's completely rebuildable, allows more movement than the competition, so it's something we highly recommend. At the frame side, you get one of their monster bushings. This will help isolate any vibrations, road noise, and other characteristics that you don't want when driving on the road, and it'll still hold up very well to off-road use and abuse. Now, with the kit we have laid out here, we actually did this as one of our package specials. This one has the Bilstein 5100 series shocks. This is probably the most popular shock option that we offer with the rock crawler kits. It makes a great package going with the rock crawler springs because of the valving in these shocks. And also, for the price, it's hard to get a better ride out of another shock. The 5100 series will give you tons of travel with the rock crawler kits. They'll ride exceptional on the road. In fact, all of our local customers we install these on say that they ride better than the stock shocks, and they're still at a very reasonable price point. If you want to go with a better quality shock, Rock Crawler does make their RRD shocks, which are a rebuildable, tunable shock that will give you a little bit more of a high-end feel and option with the shocks. Or we offer several other shock options that might be a little bit more budget conscious. So there's several options, but for most of our customers, the Bilstein 5100s with the Rock Crawler kit is definitely the way to go. Next, we're going to do the install, show you how simple it is to install all these components, and we'll take you for a test drive.